What's up, everyone? AJ on Day Trader Boomer Bust here with today's watch list and trading recap. So, I hope you had a great weekend. Happy belated Father's Day to everyone who was celebrating that this past weekend. Here is my watch list for today, which you can catch on Twitter every morning at around 9:15. I had on the primary watch list, this morning in the pre-market, um, it really was another day where it didn't seem like there was much that was going on in the market. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's not going to be a lot of great opportunities throughout the day, but there are just some days where in the pre-market, just the market looks very flat, or doesn't seem to have much volume. But in any case, I was trying to be very careful when putting together my watch list, because I think that putting together the right watch list goes a long way in helping your consistency and your success in your trading. So on the primary watch list, I had Wish, which was on the gapping up list, and then I had Mara and Riot as crypto plays. They were Crypto was selling off on news over the past weekend. And then TRCH Torch, which was also trading on some news, some good catalysts. And then on the secondary list, I had AMD and PLTR, which were great movers towards the end of last week. And then DKNG, just because the daily looked like it could, if it decided to go in the direction, it could really make a move. So that was my watch list for today. Now let's take a look at what the trades that I took today. Now, I should say that my trading overall has been very positive in the recent weeks. Almost 4 weeks now, where I've been consistently and well into the green on a weekly basis. That's a ton of progress for me. And I'm feeling very confident in my trade book strategies. I'm feeling very confident in my execution and my overall management. So I've been aggressively, and I think I talked about this at the beginning of last week, I've been increasing my risk. I decided today to increase it again. I mean, I have a target that I wanted to get to, but I didn't want to just jump there. So my risk per trade now, my R, quote unquote R, is $75. So I did that today. So I think that going into the trading day, I was excited, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I was a little nervous, because, especially when you make a change like that, you want it to go well. But I think it's important as advice that you set your expectations correctly. Like I made the decision to raise my risk this week, but I had to give it time to work. So when I do that, for example, I have to give the entire week before I decide whether or not it's a risk level that I'm not comfortable with, unless obviously there's something obvious, and I got to cut my losses really early, meaning that, let's say, the first couple of days, Monday, Tuesday, if I just completely blow up the account, I'm not going to wait till the end of the week to kind of pull things back and get back to a lower risk and more comfort in the comfort zone. But with this, I want to gauge it based on the week, and and see where we're at with it. So that means that on any one given day, I'm not so pressured to just make it work. Like if today was a red day, then it wasn't going to be the end of the world. The key was that I make sure that it doesn't go, that I don't lose control. So anyways, so I'm just kind of giving that as a pretense, because overall I was happy with the trades I took, but maybe some of the management was a little suspect, because the nerves did kind of come in a little bit. So first, right at the open, I was watching TRCH Like I said, they had good catalysts today. You can see here on the 1 minute chart, this initial 1 minute candle really pushed up green. It seemed to hit hit some resistance over here through this kind of doji candle, and then consolidated in this area. Came back down, and I thought that it was going to bounce off this opening price level. So, and I should say that, excuse me, a slightly common theme, I'll mention it, common theme for the day today was kind of premature entries in the trades. And this is one of them. You can see I went long here. But now as I look at it, when I look at the volume profile and I look at the setup, I clearly it was a premature kind of setup, playing it off the bounce here, especially in the open. It's much better to wait till you see a clear direction and see at least that you break through a level for a range breakout. So unfortunately, this entry here, I got stopped out here. You can see it wicked off of the opening price. So I was happy because my thesis, I guess, was right, because you can see it pushed up going long. My timing was not. Okay, I definitely could have waited a little bit more and waited for more confirmation, or on the potential move for a better entry. So you can see that I did go long again over here. I think the conservative entry would have been to go long here above this VPOC line and above this 1 minute candle, this range that it kind of broke through. So this was a bit of a riskier entry, but not a bad one. The reason I say that is that there is, it was it formed a very short or very brief level over here. So when it broke above that, and also you can see this green candle and then this larger green candle, when it pushed above the that candle, that's when I went long. I'm definitely not upset with taking that trade. Now I should say, so with this loss, this was a full 1 hour loss. So right off the bat, right on my P&L, I actually had some slippage here. So I was actually red $79 for a day, which is a little bit more than that max loss. So, and I'm only bringing that up because I went long here, and you can see that the price kind of stalled here. So I actually took a partial instead of waiting for my strategy to work, which was, that 2R scalp. And then, I saw this doji. I think 2R was right here, right in this area here. Had I waited, you can see I would have easily been able to clear, hit that and then some if I, but unfortunately, I took a partial here, and then I ended up getting all out over here. So this trade, unfortunately, was not a 2R return. It ended up being, I think, just a little less than 1.5R, which again it's still a green trade, but it's not ideal, because when you take a 1R loss, the whole reason that certain strategies work is that consistency. And for me, it's that 2-to-1 return on the trades that I take. So this is obviously not 2-to-1, but it is what it is. Like I said, I was a little, I'm not going to say emotional, but I was like, a little nervous, because I took that immediately to start the week. I had that 1 hour loss, and then, and that's the effect that increasing risk could have on you. So just be mindful of that. Anyways, so those are the first couple of trades. After that, sorry, I'm just looking at the journal. I looked at AMD. So here is AMD, and yeah. Okay, so AMD here on the 1 minute chart, pushed up here, and then immediately pushed down in the first couple minutes. You can see that it bounced off this level here, this VPOC level, and then it hit some consolidation over here. And so So I thought that this red dash line. This is the pre-market low. So I felt that this was going to be a level where it could continue, be a bit of a trend continuation because it was already starting to trend down. It obviously had a bit of a pullback up and I thought that it would continue to trend down. So I was looking at it for a bit of a short. So you can see, let me get rid of all these arrows here. I did go short over here. This is another premature entry. I saw that it kind of bounced, so came down off or stalled at this pre-market low, but you can see the volume didn't really have much volume there. I eventually got stopped out, and then it started to push low again. It seemed to be riding this 50 EMA, SMA on the 1 minute. So I went short again. Unfortunately, again, another premature entry, and I got stopped out. If I had just been patient, I wouldn't have needed to take basically what was nearly a 2-hour loss there. So now I'm back red for the day. Had I just waited till this engulfing candle and a spike in volume, because you can see that the volume was going down, and then this spike in volume happened, then I would have been able to get a much cleaner entry, which was the break of the bottom of this engulfing candle. And look, it just never looked back. I got a full 2-hour return. I exited right over here, and that would have been great. And unfortunately, it was a little bit of, like I said, premature entries. The thesis was right. It was just the timing and the execution was not great. So those were 3 trades there. And then after that, so after that, for my remainder of trades were all on Wish. And Wish was also on my watch list. And it was moving a lot during pre-market. And then at this point in the game, this point in the day, I was being very cautious with trades because I think at this point I had taken 5 trades already. And I knew that I was, coming up to that 6 trades, and I didn't want to over trade. I did take 10 trades today. So I traded a little bit more than I wanted to, but it wasn't out. It definitely wasn't out of control. I saw opportunities. So sorry, I'm just moving over here just to see how things. So you can see as I was moving the chart over here that Wish was pushing up. Was definitely trending up for the day. You can see up here, and what I was looking at was. I was looking at potential pullback opportunities here because I felt at the time that I'd missed the lion's share of the trend, and I really didn't know. I didn't think that there was a lot more to be had, and unfortunately, I think I was a little wrong there. I think it trended up quite a bit for the day, but in any case, I took a trade over here. Let me just let me zoom in so it's easier to see. So you can see there was this level, this VPOC level here, and it was kind of consolidating in that area. It pushed above it, and then it threw this hammer, this shooting star upside down hammer candle on extremely high volume here. So I thought, okay, well, this is prime for at least a decent pullback. Maybe not a full reversal, but at least a decent pullback. You can see that it threw some red candles. I was waiting. I wanted a little bit more of a more conservative or entry. I waited till it broke below this this level here and this VPOC line, and I went short. Unfortunately, it clearly wasn't ready, and I ended up getting stopped out. I had the stop loss. I had the stop loss above this particular candle here. And this is a trade where once it broke the 20 EMA that I would go short, and I did. So it didn't go my way, but I'm not definitely happy with that trade. Then I saw that it this started to aggressively make a push up. So I wanted to wait for another opportunity. Through this doji candle, on, decent volume. I think that this is one where I definitely probably gotten a little prematurely. I went short at the break below this doji candle, and it did initially go my way, but unlike this one, where, like I said, it was the break of the EMA, making it, definitely well within the trade book play. This one, I just I kind of jumped in prematurely, not a really solid playbook play for me, and you can see it bounced off of this 20 EMA, where I normally would have waited for it to break below that 20 EMA and break below this level here to go short and maybe take it for a run that way. So unfortunately, this trade ended up going against me. I ended up getting stopped out over here, and then I saw some volume come in over here, and I once again, maybe not entirely a trade book play, but I saw it I felt it was getting a little exhausted here by the price action, kind of hovered here. And when it threw this engulfing candle, I did go short again. And fortunately, this worked this time. I had a very good RVR, risk reward, and I managed to get a full 2R gain on that. Now, I thought that this could continue more, so maybe do a bit of an ABCD pattern. And with instead of holding for trending partialing, obviously I do a 2R scalp, and when a stock starts to trend, what I look for is opportunities to just get in again and maybe take another 2R scalp. So when it started to push below this level here, I went short again. Unfortunately, this one didn't work out. I ended up getting stopped, right over there. So that was another trade. And I think my last trade of the day, on Wish here. If you can see, let me just move over here. Yeah, so you can see that there was this upside down hammer thrown here on decent volume over here. Also on the level 2, I saw that there was definitely a level, and that it might kind of hit some resistance. There was a ton of inventory here at 14, and I just think that I didn't think that it was going to get there, or if it did, it was going to experience a pretty healthy pullback before it did. So you can see after this upside down hammer, it had this engulfing red candle. I waited though, because like I said, I didn't want to get in prematurely here. You can see the 20 SMA here. It did push below it, but I would wait for that for it to this candle to close, and then for it to break below that. It pushed up a bit, then through this red candle, and then when it pushed below that red candle and also below this 20 SMA, I went short and managed to get a full 2R once again on that trade. So that was a successful trade, and that was my last trade of the day. So that was my trading day. Here's the P&L. You can see I was green, 131 bucks, which is 1.8R at my new risk level. So even on a marginal day, if you're with the higher risk level, it's a decent return. Now I will say that trading Wish is something it's kind of a little frustrating, just because the commissions, the comms on Wish are significantly higher than the more than twice what I would pay for the same number of shares on with AMD. So for whatever reason, there's a bit of a premium on the commissions, which that part of it isn't great. But overall though, like I said, I was pretty happy with the day. So let's just quickly take a look at the journal before I let you go here. Here are the trades I had today. And sorry, let me just get my Epic out here again. Yeah, so this was that first trade, a little bit of slippage, red to start off the day. Then this was that where I partialed on that trade instead of waiting for the full 2-hour return. This was that first trade on AMD. I didn't have a full 1-hour loss, but then this one, you can see a ton of slippage on there. Then the green trade here on AMD. And then after that, there was, oops, sorry. Let's scroll up here. And then the trades on Wish. 1-hour loss, 1-hour loss, and then these were 2-hour gains with the 1-hour loss in the middle. And today is a great example of, you could, if you look, my win rate here is 40%. And I've talked about this also, that is the kind of magic number for my trade book strategy and for consistent profitability. With that kind of win percentage, as long as I'm, getting the most out of my trades, then, I am always I'm going to end up green. And that's what happened today. So pretty happy with that. Great way to start the week. And hopefully we can just keep it up throughout the week. So thanks for tuning in. And hope you had a great trading day, a great start to your week, and a great Monday. And we will see you on tomorrow's watch list and recap. Cheers.